I'm just annoyed by how gamer girls want to be stereotypes. Unfortunately, they do, as I figured the hard way from some recent stuff. I was watching this girl pair on TwitchTV because of their username, which involved pandas, and they proved to be quick-tempered enough. What really got on my nerves with them is how they advocated the usage of the term salt, like it was a good thing, which, now that I thought about it, was hypocritical on their part, even if you could accept the stupidity behind the salt meme. By the way, if you're curious, the game they were playing was The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and they made mistakes I wouldn't have even considered when I was half their age. I should know, because my first actual runs of A Link to the Past were clumsy, but even then, I actually thought on my own to reset the pots on the 5th floor of the Tower of Hera with the magic mirror. And that's before getting into how I would use Saturdays to make attempts at 000 100% runs. And yes, I counted the bomb and arrow upgrades from that fairy fountain at Lake Hylia as part of 100%. These girls had trouble fending off freaking guards so well because they tried to just run away from them, and then complained that so many things take off a full heart well before getting to reach the Dark World. Girls like these are dime a dozen spoiled. Even the big name companies like Nintendo see fit to reward the easy way out, the spoiled girls still make a choice to be snobby, and they are so common it's demoralizing. To the point where I'm on my, 6th motivation crash since the beginning of November? The motivation crash is the result of how my complaints towards the cross-assault incident are rendered a farce. My stance on the abuse in the cross-assault incident, that it was something that shouldn't have even come close to happening, is unchanged. But that is because the authors of the incident aim to dehumanize somebody so horribly for nothing more than cheap entertainment. Unfortunately, when gamer girls do not want to avoid being stereotypical, I end up reminded of that Martin Luther King Jr. episode of The Boondocks, which you can tell is a very bad sign. Gamer girls fall into two stereotypes: overly cutesy or venomous in an attempt to be strong. I'm going to rant about the Venom one first because I really hate it. Now, yeah, I think girls should have their share of strength so that they can get by well. In that case, however, to girls out there, here's my question. What is your definition of strength? If that isn't an armor-piercing question to you, I hope it wouldn't be that for the right reasons. Because if your definition of strength has no regard for compassion, then you're not any better than the chauvinists you complain about, rightfully or not. Girls make excuses for being venomous, such as PMS. Well, okay girls, make it clear that your reasons for being suddenly abrasive aren't that much of a nuisance. Otherwise, you're only proving you should be given dot collars for causing headaches for its own sake, instead of trying to have patience and understand where the other side could be coming from. And don't think I like males throwing about this nonsense either. I can simply point to things like how the South meme as a whole does nothing but attempt to anger shame people. It's commonly used in already male-dominated communities, and it's just plain stupid and uncreative. The worst part is that these girls could even be considered awesome. Okay, how? Because might makes right? No, it doesn't. All might makes is might. These girls have a mentality of telling people to do things by their way or the highway. They don't want to care, and it's because they think it gives them strength. Only outward strength at the most, but certainly nothing inward. But hey, anything for the sake of being nasty, unpleasable, and uncooperative, right? Right? It makes it frustrating that girls who are cutesy are capable of their own stupidity and maliciousness alike. They could be pulling their own deception and vile behavior for less than honorable reasons. Money, schadenfreude, status, whatever the reason doesn't matter when the whole thing can become downright nasty. Even if the cutesy girls are on it, they can still have their share of hubris. Far be it for me, with my own username, to so simply tear at somebody else's pride. But I think it's fair game to tear at the cutesy girl stereotypes would pull to turn their carefree mentalities into outright selfishness at any cost, because they always do just that. It's really a headache that they don't even want to care enough to trust others, or be genuinely creative and patient, instead of including others and using arbitrary criteria to do that. You know what I think? I think they want to control people via charisma at any cost. Think about it. They choose who they think is hot and who they think is not because they can, without any concept of the consequences. Because they don't have to worry about being considered annoying, not when they get their own circles, even though those circles prove to be ultimately hive-minded. They only care about the status quo, even when that proves to be too broken. It's really a shame. When I first played Chrono Trigger, I believe I was 12 or 13 when that happened. I was impressed by Marl retorting to her father that her strange ideas were common sense, something that showed that she has a head on her shoulders. Thinking about it as an adult, I realize it's even more impressive because right after that, she runs off with a guy who had just recently been jailed under the charge of running off with her. In other words, she was itching toward a faulted justice system. Now you might argue, I should just be brave like the likes of Marl would be if I wanted to be non-hypocritical toward Genki girls in my admiration of bravery from them. Please ignore that there's this idiot spaz of a client from my workplace who would get agitated enough to get a makeshift weapon in his overly blissful play, and I would keep guarding the choke point for his way out into an active street where he could get run over or otherwise possibly cause big guy fatality syndrome. While I can rant about all day about that problem on its own, because believe me when I say that there's more to it, what I'm pointing to is an old saying, that discretion is the better part of valor, because there's no way I'd suddenly be stupid by doing something people could believe to be reckless if I'm the one to bring up the issue with the spaz client in something like this video. What I want to say is that Genki girls, the nicer ones at least, can find themselves with their courage leaving them too misdirected for their own good, because their minds will get muddled from it. The savvy guy energetic girl trope exists for things like that. You know how who is this Git is into shy girls because unlike Shadow of Chaos, he actually will want to protect them from a rough world? I have similar sentiments toward Genki girls, especially when they tend to be Stepford smilers. None of that gets changed by the complexities that get involved, even if just the reasons why they probably would think I have to be lying. It's reason enough I wouldn't want them having to be idiots to be nice and everything. How I feel doesn't make a difference anyway, not as long as people, especially those of the opposite sex, and especially gamer girls, want to be selfish and conceited, do not care about who gets hurt for their gain, and in doing so undermine any and all support and praise I give to them.